Hello everybody and welcome to the California Speedway for the Top Secret 500 and the second race of our NASCAR Nextel Cup Series playoffs here in the 2004 and 2003 season. Ryan Newman, your California winner from earlier this season, starts on the pole alongside Mark Martin, who's been red hot as of lately, having incredibly good runs to start the playoffs. Currently top of the grid on points, looking pretty set to advance. Got the top five all playoff drivers. We get ready to drop the green and get underway here at California Speedway for its first ever playoff race. We're green and underway here in California. Who is going to go to victory lane today and secure their spot in the round of 12? Or we have another upset winner like we did last episode with Mike Bliss winning at Darlington. Newman won off the green. We're already 4 wide going into turn 1 here. Look at this racing already. 3, 4, 5 rows deep, going 4 wide, maybe even 5 wide at some parts of the race. Incredible racing so far. Newman trying to get clear of Mark Martin down this back straight. They race side by side. They got Casey Kane and Elliott Sadler behind them. Of course, Sadler and Mark Martin each have 3 wins, one trying to beat the other to get to 4 this season, which is incredible for those guys. But Ryan Newman was clear for the race lead early here in California, but here comes Mark Martin with some momentum on the high side. He gets blocked. Elliott Sadler dives low. Newman covers that up, and Newman will lead the opening lap of racing here at California. But Martin and Sadler both want that lead back as we're racing off into turn 1. Newman has it, but Sadler wants at the bottom, and Elliott Sadler now to the point to the lead here at California. Mark Martin in second, and Sadler looking to get that 4th win of the season and the 4th of his career, having an incredible season. Up to this point, has 0 career wins for the season, already has 3, looking for a 4th now. And here comes the 97 of Kurt Busch into the top 5. Then we're championship contenders. Kurt Busch just barely stuck in the playoffs by 1 point, but has taken full advantage of that, currently above the cut line, having another great run so far here at California, as Elliott Sadler leads us just 2 laps in to the Top Secret 500. And now a caution has come out. We're going to have a restart here on lap 61 on to lap 62. This is going to be with 13 to go in stage number 1. Sadler in the lead, Scott Riggs second, Kurt Busch third, Carl Edwards fourth, and then Robbie Gordon in 5th, already splitting 3, 4 wide throughout the pack here. Some great racing going on here today in California Speedway. Sadler in the lead. How was Scott Riggs trying to get a good run in second? He's had a collapse after he looked like he could have made the playoffs. He collapsed to end the regular season. Way off. Of course, Matt Kenseth's second season in a row winless, misses the playoffs. As we watch the lap car, the 50 at Jeff Fuller here stack up the 9 and Casey Kane. Rusty Wallace goes flying by, but the amount of positions Kane is losing, almost gets hit there by Jamie McRae. We're going 4 and 5 wide right now here in California. We got some incredible races. Oh man, Terry Labonte almost got turned by Ricky Rudd back there. How about this 4 wide? Jeff Fuller, Jimmy Johnson, Jamie McMurray, and the 84 of Kyle Busch. The rookie only making a couple of starts this season, doing one here in California. Kyle Busch currently a lap down or 2 laps down here, running about 24th, but hanging in with the big boys, racing 3, 4 wide, middle of the racetrack, doing a whale of a job. Jamie Mack in the 42, of course, your Coca-Cola 600 winner, trying to work that outside lane, trying to get by Kyle Busch, currently blocked in. Allows Johnson Newman to go by Jeff Gordon, who has struggled today, currently a few laps down. That 24 is, cannot afford to have a bad race, having a really bad race so far today. Gordon struggling to be competitive, as we watch 16 at Greg Biffle as well, who's also having a bit of a tough start to his playoffs. Can't afford another race like that at Dover, else he will be eliminated, as him and Jeff Gordon by the Bonnie now 3 wide down the front straightaway. How about this racing here in California? Now 4 wide going into turn 1 and 2. Jeff Gordon is clear, takes the advantage. There's Kevin Harvick lurking, trying to make a pass. The 29 has also struggled today so far, but he'll get to the inside of Jeff Gordon. Kyle Busch now squeezed there with Dale Earnhardt Jr. Ricky Rudd by the line, 4 wide again. Look out, almost wrecking. Dale Jr. cannot afford to crash out again, or else he will be in a bad hole going into the cutoff race at Dover. And you do not want to be below the cut line going into Dover, as that is a tough track to make up points. But Jr. hangs on, follows Kyle Busch, gets clear of Labonte and Mayfield. Labonte and Kane rather, so he tries to get by Busch and Biffle. Kyle Busch still splitting 3 wide with Jeff Green now, as well as Greg Biffle further up in the pack. Jimmy Johnson has made a 3 wide pass if Keith's getting right into it. Now caution is out here on lap 73 to end the stage. Something has gone wrong. We're looking at the damaged car of Michael Waltrip. Just going to rewind here, possibly see what happened. We can't really figure out what happened, so it's not with him. So we look forward to see if there's any slow cars on the racetrack here down the back. There's indeed, it looks like the 10 of Scott Riggs way slow, gets slammed by Jeff Green. Whoa! Jeff Green to the Scott Riggs was running in second. He was having a tremendous, I think he was in the lead when this happened. Now he was second, chased down Elliott Sadler. So now all of a sudden Scott Riggs' car is destroyed, heavy damage on that thing, and then gets run into by the 43 of Jeff Green, who just is not looking where he's going, drives right into the back of Scott Riggs. And Scott Riggs' terrible season continues to just spiral into misery here at California. Kyle Busch going by. It's end stage 1 early here, giving Elliott Souther the stage 1 win in the all-important playoff point here. As we're going to decide to end the stage before the game is going to end on the end of lap 75, but we end it here because of the cautions. Elliott Souther will win stage 1 here at California. Mark Martin second, Kurt Busch third, Edwards in fourth, Vickers in fifth, Newman sixth, Kane in seventh. Then you have McMurray, Robbie Gordon, Jarrett, and Johnson. McMurray and Johnson getting points. So now we get back underway in stage number 2 on lap 97. Kurt Busch in the lead over Carl Edwards, who runs in second. Rusty Wallace is in third, and Vickers is in fourth. As Kurt Busch tries to get that elusive second win of the season. But California, this is a great track for Kurt. He won his first 2 career races here, one in 2002 and one in 2003, both here at this racetrack in California. Of course, for this season, of course, he won in Texas to get in the playoffs. Now he's trying to keep that streak going to get his 3rd California win. One of the better drivers here at this racetrack, just behind Jeff Gordon for most wins all time at California Speedways. We watch the lap car. Michael Waltrip hold up a lot of these cars with damage. He's got damage. He's holding up guys like Kevin Harvick, Mark Martin, and Elliott Souther, who are 2 of the fastest cars on the racetrack and held up back here. They got to work their way through traffic to get back to the front of your station. But we did miss a crash that took out the 24 of Jeff Gordon, as well as Kyle Busch, Terry Labonte, Scott Riggs, Kenny Schrader, and Kyle Petty have all been knocked out of this race. So Jeff Gordon will be the first playoff driver to fall today, and a costly crash that will hurt him, dude. Luckily, Jeff Gordon had a really good run at Darlington, almost won that race, so he will still have a cushion, so he'll probably still be above the cut line, but a lot closer than he'd like to be going to the cutoff race at Dover. Just can't afford any mistakes there for him. And unfortunately for Kyle Busch, now he had a pretty good car today, running top 25, got some good experience, but unfortunately he gets knocked out of the race. We watch Casey Kane, Joe Nemechek, and Carl Edwards race intensely 3 wide for second, as Kurt Busch leads the Pop Secret 500 here at California Speedway in the second race of the Nextel Cup Series playoffs. And now Casey Kane will lead on the last lap of stage 2 as Kane looks to get a stage win here in the playoff opener. He comes into this race below the cut line in a 4-way tiebreaker where only 2 guys get in, 2 guys get out. He's having a tremendous race today at a couple of stage points in stage 1. Now going to get the stage 2 victory. It'll be his 4th stage win of the season for the rookie out of Enumclaw, Washington, for Ray Evernham, to get his team propelled to, of course, significantly above the cut line, so Kane can be in a good spot heading into Dover in the next episode for the cutoff race this first round. He's catching up to the lap cars of J.J. Yaley in the 11, and of course the 50 of Jeff Fuller is back to start finish line. Casey Kane will win stage 2 here in California, his 4th stage win of the season. Good extra playoff point for him. All important moving through these rounds. Elliott Souther comes home second, 19 stage points so far today. Newman in third. So far, good points for all the playoff drivers. 4th place is going to be the 6 of Mark Martin. So far the top 4 all playoff drivers. Then 5th place is going to be Jamie McMurray. So now the top 5 all playoff drivers. 6th place going to end up being the 99 of Carl Edwards, having a great run today. Kurt Busch ends up in 7th. Then Dale Jarrett comes home 8th. 9th place is going to be the 19 of Jeremy Mayfield. And Robbie Gordon comes home 10th in stage 2. So there you go. You got 7 out of the 10 stage points earning are all playoff drivers as Casey Kane wins stage 2. Now back underway in the final stage of racing here on lap 162. It'll be with 89 to go. It is Kane leading over Souther second, Newman third, Mark Martin fourth, and Jamie McMurray fifth as we go thundering down to turn 1 here at California. They're 3 and 4 wide behind us. Kane to the early lead as we look at this battle. Back here, you got Jeff Green, Ricky Rudd, Carl Edwards going at it 3 wide. Got Boris Said back here a few laps down, hanging in there, getting some good experience on an oval. Of course, the road course ringer had a great run at Sonoma earlier in the year. Now trying to back it up with a solid run here in California. Now back here, look at this chaos. The 4, Jimmy Spencer, Morgan Shepherd, old roller skater boy, 4 wide mid-pack. Here, Kurt Busch in the wall. He was bouncing over to Dale Jarrett. Around goes the 88. Dale Jarrett goes spinning in front of the field. The caution comes out, and miraculously, he does not get hit by anybody else and will stay alive in this race. What a turn this is. The 2 playoff drivers, Kurt Busch, Rusty Wallace, big damage to the outside wall. Kurt Busch was having a top 5 car today. Slams the wall, damage there. Rusty Wallace also damaged, who had the good run at Darlington, trying to survive and get another good one going here at California. See, Kurt Busch got into the wall. Rusty Wallace got into him and came down the track, slammed Dale Jarrett, who spun off a Harvick. And then somehow Brendan Gaughan, Joe Nemechek avoided it. And Rusty Wallace, J.J. Yaley also do a great job avoiding here once again. Shout out to Rusty right there. He could have T-boned Dale Jarrett and ended his own day. So crickets the ball, Rusty bounces into Dale Jarrett. And Dale Jarrett goes spinning, bringing out the caution early in the final stage of racing here at California. Everyone manages to avoid getting any significant contact. So we continue on. We're still under caution, but everyone stays in the race here. So we carry on with the race. with Sadler in the lead. And now we want to restart here. It's going to be with just 30 laps to go now here at California. Elliott Sadler restarts in the lead. Mark Martin second, McMurray third, Newman fourth, and Edwards fifth as we are back underway here in California. Can Elliott Sadler hang on to get his 4th win of the season, which would be unbelievable for this Robert Yates Racing team? Mark Martin runs in second, also looking for his 4th win of the season. Jamie Mack in third, fighting with Casey Kane there. He's trying to get back in the lead lap. Newman up here. There's Dale Jr. lap car getting split 3 wide by Newman and Carl Edwards. Jr. having a tough day today. Not what he needs to do. He will likely be below the cut line heading into Dover unless a godly event happens here, which flips the race upside down. We will see. Now we're 4 wide back here. Jimmy Johnson there, Bill Elliott. That is Jimmy Spencer, Jeremy Mayfield ripping the top, and the 31 of Robbie Gordon. As you team on down front straight, Dale Jr., Jimmy Johnson side by side. Jimmy going by him. Johnson now scored in 6th place, the regular season champion, having a great bounce back run today to keep himself over the car. Cautions out of the race. We got a huge crash. Jeff Burton and Ward Burton, both Burtons, go crashing. Looks like Bobby Helms Jr. as well. Jeff Burton came head on, hit the outside wall here, and gets drilled by Ward Burton, which the 0 car won last time out in the Southern 500 with Mike Bliss behind the wheel. Then Jeff Green piles in. Michael Waltrip also collected in this incident. Let's see how this started. Looks like Jeff Burton trying to pit from the top of the racetrack, wipes out off of Bobby Hamilton. They slam the wall hard. Nowhere for Ward Burton, Jeff Green, and Michael Waltrip to go. They all pile in. All 4 of those guys going to be done for the night. Ward Burton, Jeff Green, Jeff Burton, and Michael Waltrip. A hard crash there to bring out the cautions. So they're starting to get some yellows here to work out this final stage. And now we move on to lap 239. About 12 to go. A whole bunch of cars are out of the race all of a sudden. Holy smoly. Almost the whole field is out of it. Jimmy Johnson is out of this race. Brian Vickers, Rusty Wallace. I mean, at least 20 cars got taken down in a wreck that we missed. Also out, Tony Stewart, Kevin Harvick, Bobby Labonte, Carl Edwards, J.J. Yaley, Matt Kenseth, Morgan Shepard, Boris said. Basically, the whole rest of the field. We only have like 12 cars left in the race as Elliott Sadler is one of the survivors leading this race. Ryan Newman second, Casey Kane in third. Unbelievable. A whole bunch of guys got taken out who were good cars. I think Mark Martin also got knocked out, who had a very fast race car today. So a lot of playoff drivers taken out in a huge crash that we missed, and leaving barely anybody in the race. Guess who one of the survivors is? Dale Earnhardt Jr. The 8's going to survive and gets a lot more points to definitely help out his cause to try to advance to the round of 12. Elliott Sadler, at least here in California. But here comes Ryan Newman. He's got to run. Newman trying to sweep California on the season. Won there earlier this season, trying to do it once again, this time in the playoffs, which would mean a lot more to get him in the round of 12. Of course, Newman made the championship for last season. Did not have the run he wanted, was way off the pace all day long, was not nearly in contention for the championship. It was basically Harvick and Gordon that day. As now Newman just trying to pull away with the race lead. Casey Kane now driving into second, going by the 38 of Elliott Sadler. Kane back on the lead lap, has probably the fastest car out there on the racetrack right now, I think, and he is doing a great job of being right there in front of Sadler, trying to chase down Newman. But Newman will lead here at California with 9 laps to go. And now later that lap, here comes Casey Kane inside of Ryan Newman out of turn 2, and Kane will now go lead here at California, trying to get his 2nd career win and 2nd on the season. He won at Michigan to get in the playoffs. Now trying to advance to the round of 12 with the win here in California as he gets ahead of Newman, who's 2nd. Elliott Sadler in 3rd, chasing them down. It's basically down to these 3 guys. There are only 4 on the lead lap. Nemechek's 4 seconds back. He's out of the picture. Everyone else is multiple laps down. As now here we are, just 8 laps to go in the race. Kane narrowly edges out Ryan Newman at the line, but Newman's got to run, trying to take that lead back away from the 9. Casey Kane. All this is allowing the 38 Elliott Sadler to stay within range here and close in to try to steal this one. But Newman through the lead here at California. And now Elliott Sadler through to second. They both get by Casey Kane. Now Elliott Sadler's going to have an opportunity to pass Ryan Newman here into 3 and 4. Coming to just 7 laps to go. Newman tries to hold him off, but Sadler dives low. And there goes Elliott Sadler on the inside lane. His momentum's going to die out, though, as Newman will clear with the superior high lane momentum here in California. And will try to drive away from these two, but they're staying tight. Newman leads with 7 to go here in California. Now coming to 6 to go. Here comes Casey Kane back on the inside of Ryan Newman for the race lead. Side by side at the line. That lap goes to Newman by 3 1/100ths of a second. But now Casey Kane to turn 1 drives right by Newman. And now Kane back to the lead here at California. But here comes Elliott Sadler trying to take the lead away and get his 4th win of the season, which would be by far the most of anybody. 1 ahead of Mark Martin. Now with 5 to go, Sadler down the back straightaway, making the move for the lead and possibly the win here underneath Casey Kane. Can he do it? They've been the 2 best cars. Newman seems to be falling off and dropping out of the picture here in this battle for the win. Doesn't seem to have the same car that Kane and Sadler do, as these 2 goes side by side, dueling each other for the win. An incredible battle so far for this win here in California. Just 4 to go. Kane leads that lap, but Souther's still right there on the bottom. Gonna have an opportunity to try to go to the inside and take the win away from Kane here into turn 1 and 2, and he does. Souther drives it in deep and clears Casey Kane for the race lead. And Kane goes way too high, loses a ton of momentum, and Souther is now in cruise control. Now we want to the white flag in the air. Final lap, presented by Credit One Bank of California. Casey Kane has caught up to Elliott Sadler. Down to his 2/10 now. Can he catch up to him and make a move here? Into turn 1 and 2, Kane a little bit lower than Sadler. Trying to get underneath him here. Sadler, a masterful job of blocking Kane's line. Down this back straightaway. Kane's got to hook a left here and make a move. If he doesn't, he's basically giving the win to Elliott Sadler into 3 and 4. Here's where it's going to matter. Kane's going to go a little bit lower than Sadler here. Sadler going to the top. Kane tries to go low, but Sadler blocks. A big block there from Elliott Sadler. He's going to hold him off. You're out of turn 4, back to the start-finish line. Kane dives low, but he's going to run out of time. And to the line, Elliott Sadler wins at California. His 4th win of the season, and he's going to the round of 12. Casey Kane comes home 2nd, Ryan Newman 3rd. Here's Bobby Hamilton Jr. crossing the line to finish outside the top 10. There's Bobby Labonte coming home in 5th. The 4, Jimmy Spencer coming home in 9th. Casey Mears survives in 6th. Dale Jr. 8th. There's Joe Nemechek in 4th. Here comes Scott Wimmer to finish in 7th, followed by Jeff Green in 10th behind him. So the playoff drivers that survive and finish inside the top 10, you have your winner, Elliott Sadler, runner-up, Casey Kane, 3rd place finisher, Ryan Newman, Casey Mears in 6th, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in 8th. The 5 playoff drivers that survive to the end of this race. But Elliott Sadler wins and advances to the round of 12 with a big win here in Cali. And see the final race results on the left side of your screen. And you'll see the updated playoff grid after this chaotic turn of events at the end of the race momentarily. So you have to playoff grid. Elliott Sadler, of course, advances to the round of 12 with a big win here in California. Mark Martin and Ryan Newman both clinch on points. They're having very strong runs. They will advance to the round of 12. Jimmy Johnson currently sitting at plus 30, looking pretty good. Rusty Wallace plus 29. Casey Kane plus 25. Kurt Busch plus 23. And Jeff Gordon plus 20. Those 4 drivers just don't crash out at Dover, and they should advance. Then Tony Stewart plus 11. That's where it gets all tight on down. Then Dale Jr. plus 5 above the cut line, as well as Vickers, both plus 5. So they'll still have to fight it out at Dover, as will Jeremy Mayfield at a dead tie at the cut line with Jamie McMurray. Then Casey Mears out by 4, Greg Biffle out by 7, and defending champion Kevin Harvick currently out by 11. Gonna have to have a miracle at Dover to advance and keep his hopes of defending the title alive. So until the next race at Dover, I hope you all have a good one.